Hi guys! So I have finally decided to get a driver's license here in Japan. And I'm very nervous because a lot of foreigners usually fail their skill test and written test on their first take. So wish me luck. But it's not now. It will still be next month during the spring vacation, and I am actually going to a driving camp because, believe it or not, 7 schools refused me because I don't have fluent Japanese. And I think that's fine because I have found a very nice school which has a Filipino instructor. So I will be at ease that all of the instructions will be in English, and so with the written test. So if you are curious about the school which I applied to for the spring camp, you can comment down below so that I can make a full video about my application. So for the meantime, I would like to practice and review on my own before I get into the driving camp. And I am so blessed with so kind people around me who were willing to lend me their books. So thank you, Miss Julia and Miss Amy, for letting me use your driving notes, books, and reviewers. Miss Amy even sent this box full of reviewers for me to be able to pass successfully the driving test. I am beyond thankful to Miss Amy, who has even sent me a lot of Filipino goods, and she is one of the wonderful people whom I met here in YouTube. In getting driver's license here in Japan, you need to pass 2 tests, one of which is called Karimen, a 50-item test, and you have to pass it and get 40 out of 50. This will allow you to get a learner's permit. Now for the Honmen, this is a 100-item test and you need to get 90 over 100. And this will now allow you to get the real driver's license. So actually, I have been looking at some videos here in YouTube, and I have found the channel of Gaijin World, and he has made a lot of videos about Karimen and Honmen test. And now I would like to try it on my own. So this is the channel which I was talking about earlier, Gaijin World, and he has made a lot of videos about Karimen and Honmen reviewers online. So for today, we will be taking Karimen written driving test quiz from pruprofs.com. So this is how it looks like, and it is composed of 50 questions, and our target is to get 40 out of 50. So let's start. So first, the traffic sign indicates stopping. This is false. I think this one shows to slow down. So correct, well done. Number 2, when passing a pedestrian, a vehicle must maintain a safe distance or otherwise proceed slowly. That is true. Seat belts should wrap around your pelvis and a little bit loosen so you can drive comfortably. This is false. It should not be loosened. Next, vehicles crossing a sidewalk or side strip in order to enter and leave the roadside location must stop before the sidewalk or side strip, but if no pedestrian is present, they may proceed slowly without stopping. False. They should always stop. Woo. Next one, flashing red light signal means that you must slow down when you proceed. I'll answer false. Correct. Next one, when a vehicle attempts to make a right turn at an intersection and there is an oncoming 2-wheeled vehicle attempting to proceed straight through, the vehicle attempting to turn right has the right of way and may proceed first. This is false. You should always be considerate whether you are in a car or you are on a motorcycle. When a police officer conducting traffic control has both arms raised level at the sides, vehicles behind the officer may not go forward but may turn left or right. This is false. If the officer does this, it means go. Okay. When a driver notices children playing on the road, The driver may proceed without slowing down if he or she sounds the horn to alert the children. This is false. Make sure that everything is safe. When parking an automatic transmission vehicle on an upward slope, the driver must put the gear shift level in the P position after engaging the parking brake firmly while depressing the brake pedal. True. When the signal ahead is green, a vehicle can proceed into a congested intersection. Even it may be forced to stop within the intersection. This is a no-no. Okay. When you pass in a vicinity of unattached children or a person with a white or yellow cane, you must always slow down. This is false. To overtake, the driver must first turn on the right turn signal while moving to the right side and then check the situation behind. False. You should always check the situation behind before you make your right turn. Overtaking is prohibited at a pedestrian and bicycle crossing or within 30 meters of it, but passing these places is not prohibited. This is false. Next, when making a left turn, vehicles must move to the left edge of the road in advance and slow down while exercising due caution to two-wheeled vehicles proceeding on the left side of the road in order to avoid cutting them off. True. You should do it in advance. Should you go left turn or right turn? Next, a traffic sign as shown in the figure indicates that drivers are required to sound the horn. True. A pavement marking as shown in the figure indicates the location where a no U-turn zone ends. This is false. No U-turn. Next. If safety to the front, back, left, and right is ensured before giving a signal to start, a driver need not to check again. False. You should always check every now and then. You may exhibit products on the road to sell such that the flow of traffic is disrupted. False. When applying the brakes, first depress the brake pedal as lightly as possible and then gradually apply more pressure as needed. True. Next. If changing lanes will cause the vehicle to approach from behind, to brake abruptly or steer sharply, do not change lanes. Yes, true. The designated maximum speed for regular vehicles is 50 km per hour. It's 60, so false. Right. The first class license is classified into 9 types. False. Are getting a lot of correct answers, so let's proceed. A vehicle traveling in a priority lane for route buses may continue to proceed in the lane when a school bus for nursery, school bus, or kindergarten students approaches from behind, as the bus is not a route bus. This is false. Serving or offering alcohol to someone who will soon be driving is prohibited. True. When there is a pedestrian who is about to cross at a pedestrian crossing, a vehicle may sound the horn to alert the pedestrian and proceed through the crossing before the pedestrian starts crossing if the driver is in a hurry. This is very rude, so this should be false. A pavement marking as shown in the figure indicates a bicycle crossing zone. Jitensha. Yes, true. Police officers display hand signals that disagree with the traffic signal. You must follow the traffic signals. No, this is false. Maybe traffic signals are broken, so there is a police officer, so you should always follow the police officer. So our answer is false. Next one, changing lanes or passing an automobile or motorized bicycle to overtake is prohibited in tunnels without vehicular lanes. True. At the intersection where traffic signs and pavement markings indicate the direction, such as straight or left turn, vehicles may proceed only in the direction indicated. True. Correct use of child seats dramatically reduces injury in event of an accident and prevents children from interfering with driving. True. Child seats are very compulsory, but sometimes it's really expensive, huh? Anyways, hello, bye-bye. Next one, this sign on the figure indicates that proceeds pedestrian only, but if it is clear that there is no pedestrian on the road, vehicles may proceed slowly. It's false? Is this false? Okay, false. I think cars are not allowed if there's a sign like that, for pedestrians only. Next one. When a police officer conducting traffic control has both arms raised level at the sides, the vehicle facing a police officer may proceed. Yes, true. It is advisable to get into or out of the automobile through the left door if the traffic is heavy. True. I think even if the traffic is not heavy, usually here in Japan, you usually get out and get into the car through the left door. In cases where the width of the left side of the road is not sufficient to allow the vehicle to proceed, the vehicle may fully or partially enter the right side of the road. True. This is an exception. The traffic sign indicates no right turn. I don't remember what this is, but it is not no right turn, so it's false. Next, on a road with two vehicular lanes in the same direction, slow-moving vehicles should use the left lane and the faster ones should use the right lane. Next, a person with a motorized bicycle is not permitted to drive a vehicle with an engine displacement exceeding 50 cc. True. It is permitted to drive an automobile even when one's license is suspended or temporarily suspended since it has not been revoked. False. You should always have legit and active license. Next, where the maximum speed limit is not indicated by traffic signs, etc., drivers are permitted to travel at any speed that they feel is safe. This is false. The distance from the point at which the driver identifies danger to the point at which the brake pedal is depressed and the brake starts to operate is called the reaction distance. This is false. I think this is brake distance or braking distance. Next, to make a right or left turn at an intersection where traffic is light, it is permitted to signal just before the intersection. False. You should signal ahead. 42. If an emergency automobile approaches, a vehicle near an intersection must move along to the left side of the road and come to a stop outside the intersection. True. Emergency vehicles and ambulance should be priority. When the gear shift of an automatic transmission vehicle is in the position of P or N, the vehicle may move forward. This is false. I think it will have creep effect if it is in the drive mode, but if it is in P or N, there shouldn't be in automatic transmission vehicles. 44, we're almost finished. When proceeding through an uncontrolled intersection with poor visibility to the right and left, a vehicle must proceed slowly to ensure safety, regardless of the width of the road on which the vehicle is traveling. This is true. Upward slope and downward slope near the top of the hill is designated that you must slow down. I actually don't know the explanation of this one, but I think if you are going to upward slope, you should accelerate more, because if you slow down, then there's a possibility for you to go backwards. But I may be wrong, but I'll just say false. Please comment down below if you know the explanation of this one. 46, the driver must sound the horn at any intersection where visibility is poor, even if it is outside of zones denoted by a sound horn zone traffic sign. This is false. You should only sound the horn if you see the horn sign. When an emergency vehicle approaches from behind on a one-way street, vehicles should move to the right side of the road to yield the road if moving to the left side of the road could impede the progress of the approaching emergency vehicle. This is true. So if the left side couldn't be occupied, then they can move to the right side. True. 48, when driving an automatic transmission vehicle and it seems that the vehicle is going to be stopped in traffic for a while, it is advisable to put the gear shift in the N position and engage the parking brake. True. I think this will also minimize the use of fuel. 49, motorized bicycles and special light equipment may proceed in the lanes exclusive for buses. However, large motorcycles or similar vehicles may not proceed in such lanes except when making a left turn or an unavoidable situation arises. This is true. You know what? Whenever I see this one, except when an unavoidable situation arises, I get the feeling that it should always be true, but I may be wrong. But I'm so happy that we got the correct answer. And now we are down to our last question. Apart from acquiring driving skills and learning traffic rules and regulations, drivers are required to show consideration for other road users as members of society. This is common sense. True. There you go. We are finished. So let's view our result. So you can actually print out your certificate here. So we got 100 points. So we got 50 over 50. Yay! So down here you can also see other people who has taken this test with their score and their time. They are so quick. We took this exam for over 15 minutes, but some of them got it less than 3 minutes. And you may be wondering why we got 100 points. Actually, I've taken this test several times, so I am already familiar with some of the questions. So there you go. Thank you so much for taking this test with me. This is just a small part of my whole journey in getting a driver's license here in Japan. So if you like these kinds of videos about reviewing on how to get a driver's license here in Japan, please do consider liking, subscribing, and hitting the notification bell below so that you will be updated whenever we post new videos every Fridays and any random day of the week. And we are also making videos about self-improvement, social media advice, and life in Japan in general. So thank you. Have a nice day.